Craig Bolanos, the CEO and founder of Wealth Management Group. So we are here to help people get retired and stay retired, but really our mission at the end of the day is to reinstill faith and confidence with all of those that have lost exactly that, what I call trust, in the traditional model of mainstream financial advice. So the biggest challenge, I think, for anybody that works on Wall Street, slightly off of Wall Street, deals with money and the emotional dynamics of money, is all of the challenges were really born out of the 2008-2009 Great Recession. It was financial chaos. People's 401ks turned into 201ks. It really disrupted the retirement, the financial security, not just of one generation, but two, because you had all these young people coming out into a place where wages weren't growing, it was tougher to launch, tougher to secure, and as a result of that financial meltdown, as a result of that financial disaster of 08-09, you really saw these bad actors, banks, insurance companies, brokers, all these people that were forgetting who they ultimately served. They served the American people. They served families that were looking to do better. And all of those bad actors is what we refer to them. They put their own firm's revenues ahead of the best interest of those that they served. And so the challenge has been reestablishing trust with all those that were scarred during that big economic downturn. So the biggest challenge we ever faced, that Great Recession of 08-09, it's changed everybody and it changed us for sure. And something that I would say we learned, or maybe better yet, we were reminded of, that you have to be constantly thinking 2 steps ahead. You have to be constantly innovating, because big bad things can in fact come out of left field and disrupt businesses, disrupt economy, and disrupt people's lives. And let's be sincere and honest, money is interconnected inside of our lives. So really what we do now is we constantly think out of the box, not just on what we could do better, but what outside things that are outside of our control could come in and have an impact that could be a disruptor, and we want to be in advance of those disruptors to make sure the people we work with are protected and stay on track. The best advice I was ever given is, if it's not broken, break it. So many people say, oh, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. No, if it's not broken, break it, because all of us get lulled into the safety of the status quo. So I think really to innovate, to grow, to expand, you need to take things that are working today, be willing to tear them apart in order to make them better for tomorrow. We hire talent. We hire outside agencies to help us with our press, outside agencies to help us with our media, outside talented agencies to handle our digital marketplace, all of our search site retargeting, because I think it takes people that are specialists in different fields to go ahead and really have a measurable impact to the outreach that we can give to the community and the families we serve. So I guess the simple answer is we hire outside talent to deliver that message.
I'm Dave Mooney. I am the President and Chief Executive Officer of Alliant Credit Union. Our business, basically, we're a financial cooperative that provides a range of banking services, saving, borrowing, and payments to consumers. Our top 3 challenges are probably the need to invest in technology and setting priorities for those investments. We can't do it all, but at the same time, we need to keep pace with advancements in technology. Cybersecurity is something that keeps me and others up at night. And then I think the third area of challenge is probably regulatory and compliance costs. Probably the best business advice I've been given is to hold loosely to goals and firmly to intent. And I think the benefit of that approach is that it allows us to focus on our strategic priorities and not on what might be somewhat disconnected quantitative objectives. I think it also helps to avoid ethical lapses that sometimes come with an obsession with those objectives. I think what differentiates Alliant from our competitors, I'd name three major things. One is our cooperative ownership structure. We're owned by our members, and therefore our sole purpose is to serve the interests of those member owners. Secondly is our consistently superior financial value that we deliver to members, and that's based on our low operating cost. And I would say third advantage that we have is an aligned, engaged workforce. We use a lot of conventional sources for people, but actually a lot of our employees come from referrals from existing employees who have recommended Alliant as a great place to work. We also have very high Glassdoor ratings, which attracts a lot of people. And again, we think we have a culture in our work environment that is very attractive to people, both to come once they see it in the recruiting and interview process, as well as then once they're at the organization. Yeah, I would say that probably the biggest trend with the biggest impact is digitization. And it's not just in terms of how consumers access financial services. It goes well beyond that to the overall marketplace and competitive dynamics of the business. So in the old dynamic, banking was all about location because it required the physical exchange of documents. In the new dynamic, the internet has made a huge impact. So first of all, there's tremendous time and place utility, ease of access, lower friction. Beyond that, there's also tremendous price transparency and term transparency. So consumers can easily discover what different organizations are offering. As a result of those things, it's really broken down geographic boundaries. So it's no longer about just physical branch location. The boundaries are eroding, the importance of branches eroding. So consumers have expanded choice in terms of their providers. They have a lot more information, and the power is shifted. That's also impacted the economics of the business. So first of all, branch operations are very expensive, brick and mortar is very expensive, whereas digital access is much less expensive to deliver. And the pricing power has shifted from the individual providers to the consumer. So that has driven down the margins progressively that financial institutions can earn. That's actually a great advantage to Alliant because we have a very low-cost operating model. We are a digital-first organization, virtually branchless. As a result, our costs are about half as much as the typical bank or credit union, which supports very high financial returns to our members. High rates on deposits, low rates on loans, and few and low fees. And so we're able to offer great value as well as invest in staying current with technology and offering market-leading online and mobile services.